Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is, wherever you are. Welcome to today's Crypto Blast. It is July the 23rd somehow. Not quite sure how we've got 3/4 way through July. It is a Wednesday. You join myself and Cam, from Institutional Size, where Cam will be giving us a rapid fire update of the latest news, pricing, flows, etc., impacting crypto markets. As is usual, we try and stay away from the crappy meme coin bollocks and try and stick to the stuff that is really kind of, I would say, in my personal humble opinion, far more important, which is kind of the more institutional level updates and news, etc. But before we get cracking, I will get the legals out of the way. Nothing discussed on this Spaces session constitute trading or investment advice or infers any kind of endorsement by PIQ, Institutional Fi, myself, Ryan, or indeed Cam. Cam, how are you?
Very well, thank you, Ryan. How are you?
I'm very well, my good friend. Very, very well. It's been a very productive day so far, so I feel like I should treat myself and get down the pub. But I won't because I've got so much work to do. But yeah, it is what it is.
Although I'm in the same boat, so twist my arm, I'll probably be down in the pub in about 5 minutes.
Stop it. Oh, go on then. No, I wish I could, mate. I wish I could. But what's been going on in crypto?
Let's jump into it. So, been a couple of days since we've done a crypto market blast, so let's jump into it. Bitcoin is currently trading at $118,000, after reaching a 7-day low of around $116,000 yesterday. BTC managed to rally 3.5% to $120,000. That was Bitcoin's largest percent move since reaching its recent all-time high. The attention on social media, however, strays from Bitcoin and is sitting around regarding altcoins. Now, this comes in as Bitcoin, despite sitting comfortably within a 5% range, retail investors seem to be wanting an old school alt rally, which I believe will need more than just hopes and dreams to be able to make that happen. Bitcoin spot ETF saw $67.9 million flow out of the ETFs yesterday. And this is Bitcoin's second day in a row of net outflows after its 12-day streak of net inflows. Interestingly, Ethereum spot ETFs recorded $534 million of inflows yesterday, continuing its 14-day streak. And it was also its third highest inflow day on record. So the tables seem to be turning in the ETF world. How is the Ethereum chart looking? Well, on the daily, it looks like ETH is starting to see some sellers enter the market. Not a surprise, as ETH is up a whopping 74% from June 22nd. So all eyes are needed and participation from the bulls to be able to hold this $3,800 level and flip it into support. But yeah, interesting times what a change. Go on.
Purely because I've got the Bitcoin chart up in front of me on that awesome platform known as PIQ. One thing I've noticed, it's exactly a month to the day since the last time Bitcoin was trading below $100,000. There you go.
Oh, look at that stat.
Yeah, exactly that. Go on, the Bitcoin dog.
Yeah, it's so impressive, so impressive. And the fact we're within a 5% range of all-time highs and attention on social media is just not even bothered. Sentiment doesn't even seem to be, focusing too much on BTC. It's all about ETH now at the moment, with new treasuries forming, within Ethereum as the focal point. Yeah. It shows you, it potentially shows us how high BTC could rally from here, given that sentiment isn't necessarily all that positive for Bitcoin. If we look down at the altcoin list, XRP is trading at $3.47. BNB has made a new all-time high today, however, trading now at $795, and Solana is trading at $199, almost trying to flip that $200 sentiment mark into support. It has crossed over it a few times. And actually yesterday, you probably, as you said, you're looking at the Bitcoin chart, looking on the candle structure on the daily. Yesterday was Bitcoin's highest daily close ever recorded.
Oh, was it?
Again,
there you go.
Not a bearish thing, is it? Strangest bear market I've seen in a long time. So let's jump over to the news that's happened over the last few days. We'll cover a few stories from last weekend to current date. So according to Bloomberg, Charles Schwab, CEO, said on their Q2 earnings call that the firm is expanding its digital asset offerings with planned spot trading for Bitcoin and Ethereum. and is exploring stablecoin issuance through a bank, consortium, or independently. So interesting news coming from Charles Schwab there. Another story comes from Bloomberg. Jack Dorsey's fintech firm Block Incorporated is set to join the S&P 500 index on July 23rd, so tomorrow, replacing Hess Corp, following its acquisition by Chevron. The company is integrated Bitcoin payment capabilities into its Square terminals, and this reflects Dorsey's long-standing advocacy for Bitcoin. After Trump signed the Genius Act, Tether said it will bring USDT to the US via the foreign issuer path and launch a local stablecoin. Now, I was able to shoot a question off to the CEO of Tether this morning regarding MiCA and will they be re-entering Europe anytime soon? And he came back basically saying, until they change MiCA, the legislation in Europe for stablecoins, and become friendlier to not only those who want to transact in it, but for issuers, they won't be. But if they change their mind and become safer, for those types of people and companies, then they will think about, re-entering Europe. So for now, CEO of Tether's pretty much drawn a line in the sand saying, no, we will not be entering Europe. From around July 14th to July 18th, spot Bitcoin ETF saw a net weekly inflow of $2.3 billion with a B, marking 6 consecutive weeks of net inflows. Spot Ethereum ETFs recorded a net weekly inflow of around $2.1 billion, setting a new all-time high for its weekly net inflows. Trump family-backed DeFi project World Liberty Finance responded to the community, stating that no tokens belonging to the team, advisors, or co-founders will be unlocked at launch, and that there will be no new private sale round. Only a portion of tokens purchased from the public sale that were bought between 1 cent to 5 cents will unlock initially, with the remainder subject to a community vote on the unlock schedule. World Liberty Finance team also emphasized ongoing collaborations with major sectors. So yeah, that comes into play. They changed their roadmap after launch. So after people basically purchased,
never a good sign, right?
at the public sale,
never a good sign.
Yeah, they've changed the goalposts. Yeah, interesting story coming from there. But we'll see how this one develops going forward. According to the Daily Telegraph, UK Chancellor Rachel Reeves is considering selling over £5 billion in Bitcoin seized by police to help close the physical gap. The assets include 61,000 BTC confiscated in 2018 from a Chinese Ponzi scheme. The Home Office is developing a crypto storage and realization framework to manage and liquidate the holdings, with a tender offering of up to £40 million in commission. It's a hefty bit of commission there. The IMF's latest report says that El Salvador hasn't bought Bitcoin since February of this year, citing a letter from the top officials. It notes recent reserve increases came from internal wallet consolidation, not new purchases. Now, this contradicts El Salvador's president's claim of 1 daily BTC purchase per day. According to Barron's, US public pension giant, the OPERS, or the OPERS, because that's probably not designed to be shortened, disclosed in its Q2 13F filing that it increased its holdings in Palantir and also increased its holdings in Strategy. So they are now holding a total of 101,880 shares of Strategy I'm going to repeat this, in a public pension.
Yes.
I don't know how I feel about that one.
Yeah, an interesting one. And again, with a lot of these things, the first stab is often a bad one. But at least it signs, maybe potentially pointing the way forward. But again, like we saw with strategy, right, or MicroStrategy, whatever we're calling it today, the idea is sound, but the execution, for in my personal opinion, MicroStrategy is very poor, and we've seen that play out. There was been a lot of, I wouldn't say copycats to MicroStrategy, because I think they're far superior and they've learned their lessons from what MicroStrategy could have done better without, on all fronts. So it'd be interesting to see if this is like the opening salvo, if that makes any sense. But hopefully, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's progress.
Yeah, exactly.
They're entered into the world of Bitcoin exposure or Bitcoin proxies. Hopefully they'll be able to step away from this and go, well, actually, there are better options out there. unless they view
Yeah.
this as the better option. Well, there we go. The American Bankers Association, the ABA, and several banking and credit union groups have sent a letter to the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency asking to delay the approval of national bank license applications from crypto firms like Circle and Ripple, citing major policy and process concerns. According to the Wall Street Journal, bank check company Dynamics is preparing to merge with another entity to create a new company known as Ether
Oh,
Machine.
God.
Again, these names. The combined company plans to hold over $1.5 billion in Ether, the largest cryptocurrency behind Bitcoin. But yeah, the Ether Machine.
So just a quick question, obviously, for a crypto tourist such as myself. So yes, there's been a lot of news, a lot of positive news very recently regarding Ethereum and stuff. Is it a case of is it a case, how to phrase this? Is it a case that it's going to be eating into the Bitcoin kind of price, as in people moving money that may have been in Bitcoin into Ethereum, that they might potentially be seeing more upside? Or is it complementary to what's going into Bitcoin?
Well, if we look at the ETH BTC pair, we can see that there's been a massive uptick in Ethereum's dominance. So, according to your question, that would indicate a yes,
What?
because
Well, it
we've
was
not
one or the
seen
other.
Bitcoin's
So,
dominance
so
rise
is
with it.
it yes that it's going to
Sorry,
be eating into Bitcoin's market? Right.
that's the one.
Understood.
It seems to be eaten into Bitcoin's market because we've seen the dominance of Bitcoin fall against Ethereum.
Got you.
It'd probably be the easiest
Got
way
you.
to
Got you. Got you.
talk about that.
Nice.
So Trump Media and Technology Group revealed it now holds approximately $2 billion in Bitcoin and related securities, making up around 2/3 of its $3 billion in liquid assets. The firm also allocated around $300 million to Bitcoin options, with plans to convert them to spot BTC depending on market conditions. BitGo Holdings Incorporated announced that it has confidentially submitted, it's not very confidential anymore, confidentially submitted a draft registration statement form S1 to the US SEC relating to the proposal of an initial public offering of its Class A common stock. The number of shares to be offered and the price range for the proposed offering have not yet been determined. According to the official announcement by Coinbase, they've stated that US users can now legally trade perpetual futures through CFTC regulated platforms, Coinbase Financial Markets. Previously restricted by regulatory barriers, US users had long been unable to access such products. This move is a massive shift, and this comes in post-Genius Act being implemented. The US-listed EV company Volcon has purchased around 280 additional BTC and completed a private placement raising of over $500 million. The company plans to allocate over 95% of the proceeds to Bitcoin purchases. Volcon will rebrand as Empri Digital Incorporated and change its ticker to EMPD in the coming weeks. This is kind of a big story, this next one. Mexico-listed real estate firm Grupo Murano plans to adopt Bitcoin as a core strategic asset with the initial investment of $1 billion with a B and a goal to build a $10 billion BTC treasury within the next 5 years. So quite an enormous initial treasury there. According to the Financial Times, JP Morgan is exploring offering loans backed by customer-held crypto assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum, possibly starting as early as next year. If implemented, I'm not sure if you can hear those bells.
No, all good.
Oh, awesome. Wow, the soundproofing on this is amazing. If implemented, it would mark a major shift for CEO Jamie Dimon, who we all know has called Bitcoin a fraud, and says it will collapse. SharpLink Gaming increased its ETH holdings by 29% to 360,000 ETH during the week of July 14th to 20th, acquiring an additional 79,949 ETH, approximately worth around $258 million. Their average price is at $3,238. So they're massive. They've actually managed to, because they've been buying Ethereum to add to their treasury, but then they've been staking it, which I believe is what all these treasuries for ETH intend
Right.
to
Yeah.
do. They've earned around 567
So
ETH
basically,
from staking rewards so
getting the
far.
Ethereum that they're holding anyway to work for them.
Exactly that. Exactly that.
Nice.
Western Union CEO said that the company is exploring stablecoins use in digital wallets and plans to build on and off ramps, citing their potential for faster cross-border transfers, better fiat conversion, and value storage in unstable economies. So, one to watch there, a story from Western Union, essentially changing their payment rails. And considering the bank's been going for 175
Yeah.
years, I'm wondering how well this change will go.
Yeah. Right. Well, don't give them. Got to give them credit for trying. It's not. It's not slag off
Absolutely.
the boomers just yet.
We always like to. I'd like to give a pinch of salt,
Yeah.
and then we can applaud
Yeah.
them
I get
after,
you.
saying,
I
what
get.
a great job
I
they've
get
done."
you.
Ton Wallet is now live in the United States. US users can now access Ton Wallet directly via Telegram with features including buying and trading USDT and Ton and other top tokens, sending crypto in private messages, 0% fee on fiat to crypto conversions, credit card withdrawals, and earning passive income from holding tokens and staking them. So a lot of accessibility for over 8 million users there in the United States. Massive development from Telegram there. Citadel Securities submitted a letter this week to the SEC's crypto task force opposing exemptions for tokenized equities, warning they could siphon liquidity from traditional markets and blur investor understanding of issuers. The firm asserted that tokenized stocks should be regulated under the same standard as traditional securities. I believe we're going to do just a couple more, and then that'll be it
Awesome.
for today. 21 shares, files for ONDO ETF, which is the Ondo. We mentioned that BNB managed to hit a new all-time high of $804. FBI drops an investigation into Kraken co-founder Jesse Powell and returns seized devices that they're taken from Kraken. And the PNC Bank announces strategic partnership with Coinbase to build digital asset solutions and expand banking services. With that being said, that's going to be a lot for today.
Awesome. Well, Cam, thank you as always for coming on and giving us an update of what's going on in crypto. Very much appreciate it. Listeners, thank you as always. Again, I know I keep saying it, but if you don't already follow Cam and Institutional Fi, do so, especially the Institutional Fi Substack, which Cam is getting up and running now. And also, touch wood, plenty more between PIQ and Institutional Fi on the crypto front going forward. There's lots of stuff in the pipeline. But Cam, thank you so much. Listeners, thank you so much. Whatever you're doing today, keep it tight. And yeah, we'll see you all Friday. Much love.